Now, she's the woman who could seal the fate of a former US President, Donald Trump. She's the former adult films actress, Stormy Daniels. Up until this morning, she said she has zero regrets on breaking the silence on their encounter, on their affair.
But she's changing her mind. She'll tell us why in a second. But, of course, as Donald Trump is back in court now, denying all charges against him, for the first time, Stormy Daniels, as we say, is admitting regretting speaking out against him. Garraway Patel takes a look at her story.
So what up, girl?
Hello, Donald.
Please welcome Stormy Daniels.
The adult film actress is one of the most talked about women in the world, at the centre of an investigation which saw Donald Trump become the first ever former US president to face criminal charges, which he denies.
Mr. Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records relating to hush money payments during the 2016 campaign.
Stormy Daniels claims she accepted £104,000 from Mr. Trump in exchange for silence over their alleged sexual encounter in 2006.
He's like, you're smart, beautiful, and a woman to be reckoned with. I like you. I like you.
Hi, everyone.
After going public, Ms. Daniels has experienced death threats from Trump supporters.
They've basically like, leave Trump alone, or, you know, you're going to have to answer to God. And me and my friends are going to make sure that happens.
When the case goes to court, she remains willing and determined to testify against the former president.
And Stormy Daniels joins us now.
Morning.
Hi. As you sat down this morning, you said to us, it's pointless, it's winless. I now regret speaking out. Why?
Because of that, it just, nobody cares what the truth is anymore. I just kept seeing it happen over and over. And people say, well, why did you come forward? And I said, because I am telling the truth. I have the facts, the evidence, all of these things. And I did it to set an example for, you know, my daughter and other young women. You should not, so that she grows up and says, my mom wasn't bullied. And people in power, you know, I don't want to say just men, because, you know, I'm not anti-man. Women can do the same. Yeah. The people in power can't bully you or control you or make you do these things. And if I can set this example because I couldn't be intimidated, you know, I'm not a woman who had a family that could be embarrassed. I already did porn. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? Post naked pictures of me?
So why have you lost heart? Because we've seen you give so many interviews where you come across as extremely strong.
Because when you are showing people the actual facts and the evidence, it just doesn't matter. And going into this,
you mean Trump can get away with anything, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, I gave you the example earlier that he re-released this sudden new statement of mine from 2018 that he put up as a sworn affidavit of mine that I said under oath that the affair never happened, and that he won the lawsuit against me. Trump has never sued me. I've never faced him in court. I sued him, and they threw it out.
Total invention.
Total invention. That was not a sworn affidavit. Sworn affidavit has to be notarized. You have to be sworn in. It has to be done under oath. It's got typos in it and is signed by a fake name. I immediately went on the Jimmy Kimmel show and talked about that statement 5 minutes after it happened. I wrote about it in my book. When I showed this evidence to everybody and said that what he is saying is not true, I immediately got, well, you should have just kept your mouth shut anyway, like a good girl. So it doesn't matter. So all of these fights that I did, all of these things.
You feel defeated?
I don't feel defeated because I didn't lose. I spoke my truth.
Yes.
But it was just for nothing. And I just feel like if people don't want to face facts and see the truth and make a change and let somebody get away with this, then you know what? I'd rather have had the time back with my family.
How do you know it's for nothing? Because the trial is still to go ahead.
Because I'm the one that gets the messages from his supporters. I was the one whose horse was attacked a couple of weeks ago. I'm the one who gets dragged all the time.
What happened with your horse?
You know what I mean? Like, Eugene Carroll, for instance.
Yes.
I am so thrilled for her. Like,
she secured
she won her defamation case. But do you realize that the statements that she won her defamation case verbatim are the same things he said about me? Liar and con job. Those are the exact words he used against me.
Why do you think after events like that, when finally he was brought to book and he was found guilty?
She won $5 million. I lost $600,000.
But why do you think?
How is that fair?
But why do you think, Stormy, after something like that, his poll ratings go up?
I rest my case. You just answered the question for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, what happened to your horse?
Somebody attacked it.
In what way?
Scared, climb my fence. Trump supporters just, you know, they've gone after friends and family. Luckily, I don't have like people that close to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't have parents that could lose their jobs. I don't have, you know, a job that I could get fired from. But there's so many people who are intimidated and are afraid to speak forward.
Does this loss of heart, which seems to have come over you quite quickly, does it mean that you're not going to be giving evidence against him in court next year?
No.
No, you'll carry on.
Oh, I absolutely am.
Oh, okay.
I just, if I could go back and do it over, this is a really terrible thing to say. I almost feel like humans aren't really worth saving at this point. Like, what's the point? Truth doesn't seem to matter.
Just describe that feeling for us. It's because it's specific to Trump, isn't it? About the way that Trump manipulates statements and evidence and truth.
It's not specific to him. It's just what I personally have the most
connection
and experience with. But people just want to believe what they want to believe. They don't want to face facts. They don't want the truth. Misery loves company. I say all the time, this is part of what I was going to talk about at Oxford, is on my social media, and I have 1.3 or 1.4 million followers. This is going to disgust you. This is going to break your heart. Mm-hmm. I can put up a post that's not even positive, just to say it's a neutral statement, okay? And it'll get a couple of responses, up to 20 retweets, comments, whatever. If I post or comment something bad, thousands. If people just spent just a tiny, tiny bit of their energy on good instead of bad, just imagine where we would be.
Sorry, Susanna.
I was just going to say, how much energy do you think Trump supporters are expending on attacking you either verbally or I know that you've received
a lot,
threats, haven't you?
But and, you know, I'm not asking people to like me. I'm not asking people to change their political opinions. I'm not asking people to change their views on...
Well, the irony is you're a Republican, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. on porn. You know, I'm just saying, like, be nice.
How would you feel...
Instead of expending so much negativity into the world, imagine if it was just a little bit of good, how much better off we would be.
How would you feel if this man becomes president again?
Shocked, but also not. I was asked earlier, how do you feel that, you know, if he's in jail, that he could still be president? And I said, it's completely absurd. But do you know why it could happen? Because nowhere in the realm of possibilities did we think that there would have to be a law or a rule that says, if you're in prison, you can't be president. Because nobody thought that could possibly happen.
And do you have any theories as to why, given that there's a tape which has been played many, many times across the world of Donald Trump talking about how being famous means you can do what you like with women. He says it explicitly and crudely in a way that I can't repeat here. It doesn't have any effect. It would destroy another politician. What is it about him which kind of bulletproofs him from his own guns?
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Because he's way more repulsive and offensive than I am, and I'm the one that gets dragged. You know what I mean? Like, somehow it's all my fault when I'm the one that didn't do anything wrong. I was a young 20-something-year-old girl, and he was more than twice my age and cornered me in a bathroom and with his bodyguard outside the door and intimidated me. I wasn't the one that was married. I wasn't in my 60s. I wasn't rich and powerful.
Given that he's got the power to incite a riot on Capitol Hill, are you frightened?
Yes. Yeah, I think we all should be.
I mean, personally frightened of him and what he might
I'm not
do.
frightened of him.
No.
He doesn't scare me at all. I'm frightened of his sycophants and his followers. And it's the tone that has changed from the first time around, and I've spoken about this quite a bit. In 2018, when the story first broke about me, of course I was attacked. I was called a slut and a gold digger and all of these horrible things that I probably can't say on TV, but you get the idea. A lot of them are opinions. You're fat, you're ugly, he wouldn't want to be with you. That's an opinion, it doesn't really matter. No. You know what I mean? But now they've become bold. And they've changed. Their threats are more real. They used to do it from hidden accounts or blocked numbers. Now they're doing it from their real accounts and their real phone numbers. I can literally look up the name and person who just literally said that they were going to come to my house and slit my throat. They've threatened me, my family, and friends, and they feel empowered because he has incited these riots, and they feel like I've compared them to suicide bombers.
Have you told
they
the police?
legitimately
Have you
believe
told the police about these threats? Have
Of
you given
course.
them the right? And
Of
what
course.
have they said? Have they said they'll investigate?
No. No, same thing when, you know, I had some incident happen with my daughter and they just, it's out of control.
Stormy, I'm so sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear about what's happening to, you know, your horse, your family. This affects all of you. Your husband Barrett is here as well and providing support for you. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah. I would just say, if I could say one thing, don't believe anything Trump says. Don't believe, no offense, the media or the press or journalists. Don't believe any of them. Don't believe Trump. Don't believe me. Do your own research. Do your due diligence.
Well, no, you
facts.
continue to use your voice, and you're speaking at the Oxford Union, aren't you, as an honoured guest this evening.
Yes.
I hope that goes well for you.
Thank you.
And give you-
Stormy, thank you very much indeed.